done screwing around yet?
Quit screwing around. Start us up.
Start us up.
Yeah.
Episode 44. Let's talk the cold front and the pre-rut.
So what happened last night?
Last night, I didn't have a
We're
whole lot happening
no,
there.
no. We were supposed to record. What happened?
Oh, dang Dave. He drunk and passed out on the couch.
Yep. Fell asleep.
Fell asleep.
Wasn't drunk, but I fell asleep.
Puking all
So
over the place.
no. So here we are.
You got COVID.
No, I don't have no COVID.
Come on, I'm trying to start rumors. You won't even help me out.
I don't like rumors.
So Dave passed out.
Yep.
And I'm blowing up his phone, blowing up Instagram, blowing up Messenger. No answer.
Nope.
Dead to the world.
Woke up 2 a.m. Seen all the messages.
I had like 20 messages on there and messages, phone voicemails too.
Yep. I saw everything. 2
I was
a.m.
I was badgering them.
Yep.
So here we are tonight. I thought you was asking me what was happening last night.
No.
Okay, well, I'll tell you anyhow. Last night on the hunt, I only saw 4 deer.
Only.
Yep, it was a poopy night.
It's warm
Poopy.
though, isn't it?
It was too warm.
What was the what's the temp there?
It's right around 70 when I go out, and it drops to about
Yeah.
65, 63 or so when I come in at night.
Guess what it was here today?
Hmm.
82.
Oh my.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to talk about cold front and uh and the rut, and
Yeah, man.
it's here.
Oh, it's
So
starting to kick off, man.
my cameras I have 34 cell cams out,
Oh my.
and my cameras were exploding about a week ago,
Mm-hmm.
and now it got warm and literally almost nothing.
Yeah.
Uh, some of it's at nighttime, but literally all the daytime kind of went away,
Right.
which is fine because we got a magic time coming up here. Um, so today's Thursday. Tomorrow's warm again here, 80, 82. Saturday, they're calling for 85.
Oh my.
I'm not even going hunting Saturday. I'm
It's
going
supposed to
fishing.
rain here Saturday.
Not here. It's supposed to be beautiful, but 85. I'm going fishing.
Hmm.
But the magic comes Monday.
Mm.
Here in Maryland, it goes from Sunday about 75, Monday hits about like 65, but then Monday night gets cold, and it's going, I think here Tuesday morning is like 48. But at the farm up by you, Monday night into Tuesday, it's going down to like 28 degrees.
Yeah.
So next week I am off, and I'm hunting pretty much every single day, and it should be a awesome week with the cold front coming. Cold all week, and I think Wednesday night, I saw it going down to 25 degrees up there.
Yeah, it's gonna be Wednesday night here is gonna be 30
Yeah,
at my place.
right.
But Thursday, 26.
Yes, there you go.
And Friday, 29. And
Yes,
Saturday, 31.
yes. So
And
next
there's like no rain. Well,
no
I'm sorry. There is a
Monday,
chance of rain.
Monday.
Um, Monday, there's a big percentage.
Yeah,
And yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday, there's a pretty good percentage too. But I don't think it's going to be washouts.
yeah. So usually,
So you're
everything
going to miss
usually,
trick or treating.
yeah, usually everything kicks off around Halloween.
Yeah.
So my favorite day, I've always said it, is to hunt Halloween evening. Um, Hopefully it's not raining, but for anybody that's getting out there, I'm telling you, I all over Facebook, everybody's talking about this cold front. The
Oh,
cold
yeah.
front's hitting the Midwest like right now, this weekend.
Hmm.
By the time it gets to us, it's gonna be this weekend and Sunday and Monday, Tuesday. Um, but I'll be out there.
I will be taking half days, which right now we're only working 8 hours. So a half day for me is 4 a.m. to 8 a.m.
So you're hunting half days
So,
all next week.
yep. Well, I'm going to play it by ear with that rain coming.
Hmm.
Um, if it's gonna rain, I only work till noon anyhow. I'll just stay till noon. You
So if you
know,
get out, so if you get out 8 a.m., are you going straight to the woods?
not straight. I'm coming home and showering up and
Well, yeah,
going.
but like you're going out like 10
Oh
o'clock.
yeah, yeah. I'll be out there by 10, and it'll be an all day sit.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be hunting mornings hard till about lunchtime. I'll probably come down, eat something, and then head right back in. So
Yeah,
that's my
it
plan.
should be a good week,
Yeah. So let's talk about some. Everybody knows a cold front's coming, but let's talk about some strategies.
right?
For me, uh, most of the week, honestly, I'll probably be hunting my farm. Um, so my stands are set up at the farm on travel corridors and pinch points. That's
Yeah.
where they're set up. And I have two stands over two water holes. One of the water holes is pretty much right near a bedding area. So I'll be watching that camera, but I'll probably sneak in there a couple mornings on the cold mornings, and I'll probably sneak in there and just sit there all day.
hmm
Um, and then I have some afternoon spots closer to my food plots that I could sit to. But
Right.
majority of time during the rut, from what I noticed, the bucks aren't necessarily going to be out there feeding. They may come check the food plots because there might be does in there, but it all depends where the hot doe is. You know, they might be in there bumping them around or something. But I like hunting those known travel areas where the bucks are going to be cruising, looking for those.
Yeah, I'm gonna bounce around. I'm gonna take a few days because I haven't been able to really scout like I normally would. Um, because this year I had those other two hunts to go on, the Sika deer with you and the New York bear hunting, and so I was doing all kind of prep work to get to go to those two hunts and things, and I should have been scouting more. I got messed up here at the house doing things, and uh, I'm just gonna go to known areas that, as you said, corridors. I'm gonna be looking for acorns. So I'm looking for because I'm going to the mountain. I'm not gonna be hunting here around food plots and things. I'm going to the mountain. I'm gonna go out in the big woods,
Hmm.
and I feel that I have a better opportunity hunting in the woods while the animals are chasing than sitting over a food plot waiting on something to show up all day.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because an all day sit on a food plot is very unproductive until a couple hours before dark.
Hmm.
Normally,
Yeah.
normally, you know. So yeah, I'm going to be more productive, I think, in the deep woods
Hmm.
where there's going to be some hopefully undisturbed areas where they'll be just roaming around, and a buck will get up and he'll get a doe up and get her running, and hopefully all heck breaks loose, and I'm hoping to see a couple good ones.
Yeah, I got some good ones at the farm. I'm gonna be paying a lot of attention to that cut bedding area that we made. Be almost 2 years ago now,
hmm
because last year, um, the first week in November, I did not hunt because I actually did have COVID. And when I didn't have a cell cam there, but when I pulled the camera, I had a video, just a regular camera. I pulled the card on it, and I had some big bucks
mm
that were coming down through the bedding area, hitting the water hole, and then I had a couple of videos of a really, really good buck that was actually chasing a doe, kind of like around the water hole.
Right.
So I'm going to be focusing on that area. And then last year, during opening day of rifle, I shot my buck, uh, that 10 pointer. I shot on a travel corridor, so I'm gonna be paying attention to that as well.
Have you ever shot a buck and rut from a stand that you hung and decided this is going to be a rut stand? Or did you just go in, or did you ever just go in and do like a hang and hunt type thing? because I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest, my 2 biggest bucks were hanging hunts. I did not focus on that area all because I scouted it and thought this is the place to be. I just went into an area one day with the stand on my back and thought, this looks good. I'm going to climb a tree right here. And I killed the 2 biggest bucks that way.
Yep. So my old house where I used to live, I had 30 acres that I could hunt on. And I set a stand up. I had stand set, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna move this or put another stand over here. And I was off for 2 weeks straight, and it was extremely hot. And I hunted pretty much every single day in stands that were already hung. And it was so hot, and I wasn't seeing much. So I grabbed my lock on and I walked to a different area and I set up. And when I pulled my I put my sticks up, hung the tree, I climbed into the stand. As I was pulling my bow up, I heard something. And I look over real quick. Here comes this big buck that was chasing a doe right in front of me. I'm like, holy crap. So I pulled my bow up real quick and I left the hook on my cam
Oh,
and I hurried up, grabbed my bow, and I'm like this, and I just gave it a little "Meow," and whew, shot it, and it ran across the field 50 yards and died. But
mm,
that was a hanging hunt.
yeah.
I mean it was private land, but um, public land, I did the same thing, and I shot a piebald
Huh,
8 pointer.
neat.
But yeah, I mean it can work.
Oh, yeah. I like the hang and hunt thing during the rut.
Yeah.
I don't go to normally to known stands. I mean, I do have one stand location that I do have set specifically to go to during the rut. I am going to go sit that one night. I already it's been up for over a month. The stand
Mhm.
is,
Mhm.
and so I will go there because in years past that's produced for me. So I know it's a good area, and I hung that stand. But this week, like I said, coming up, I will be doing a little bouncing.
Well, when I go to the farm, I'm taking my lock on.
Yeah,
Just because if I see the deer using a different trail or, I just want to change or something, I'm going to have it with me.
yeah,
Um, but going back to the food plot thing, um, I don't, like you said, I don't really hunt food plots during the rut. I mean,
no,
yeah, the does may be coming there to feed, but the food plot's so large,
yeah,
and you're trying, and you're going to be all over the place, especially if the buck's chasing her.
right,
You're better off. I think we mentioned this like 3 or 4 podcasts ago, but you're better off hunting off of that on a trail
yeah,
leading to that food plot.
hmm,
That way it's more precise, more predictable, and it can give you a better shot. I mean, he still might be cruising, but at least he's on that trail and he's not bird dogging the deer out in the plot.
yeah. I agree. I just I just don't think sitting over a plot all day would be
Mm-mm.
interesting to me. I'd end up falling asleep probably, and I would rather be in the deep woods. And like tonight, uh, you had texted me earlier, and I said I only seen one deer. Well, I ended up seeing a total of 8 deer tonight,
Hmm.
and I got pinned in a tree again by a buck. There's a little buck under me. He come in right at last light, and in fact, I stood up and got ready because I was gonna zip him. I thought it was a doe. I was gonna give him one, but then I seen an antler sticking up, and I was like, yeah, okay. So I sat down and waited for him to walk off, and then I got down.
You almost shot a second deer.
Oh boy, that's what it looked like. It looked like a Sika spike,
Hmm.
Sika spike.
Sika. Yeah.
I know some. I'm gonna get attacked on my video for saying Sika,
I still say Sika.
Sika, Sitka. I got people writing me, "Hey, congratulations on your Sitka," and they put a T in
Hmm.
there, like the Sitka gear, like the clothing.
Yeah. Right.
I guess there is a Sitka deer though, right? I mean, I believe Sitka stag
No,
somewhere.
it's Sika. Sika. Sika.
Well,
Sika
that's.
stag.
I mean, but I thought somewhere else in the world there might have been a Sitka. I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't
Might
know.
be.
I don't know. Maybe someone will know and comment.
Yeah.
But I mean,
So
there's that clothing line with a T in it, Sitka.
yeah. So did you see the weather for the second week? The
Yeah,
15-day? It warms back up again.
I was just gonna say it warms up again, and that's why I'm figuring on taking my half days next
Yeah.
week,
Yep.
and then I'll
I
play it by ear from there on out.
Yeah, I had a couple guys. The reason I bring that up is I had a couple guys text me today or message me on Facebook, and well, a couple were on Instagram, but they asked when I was hunting, and I said, well, I'm just following this cold front coming, and it actually times perfectly when I was going to take off. And they said, well, did you see the 15-day forecast? It warms back up. And I'm like, yeah, it does it the same thing every year.
Mhm.
Last year I remember the first week in November was 75 degrees, 80 degrees. It was burning up. And then the year before that, it was hot. Now this year, it's actually playing out perfect because usually that for Halloween, you get a warm spell. Well, we're actually getting a cold spell. So there should be a lot of deer killed very soon.
Yeah,
Very, very soon.
the deer I saw tonight were chasing.
Were they?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I seen a couple tails, and then a little buck go after them.
Yep. Yeah. They're
And
pushing.
yep, they're pushing them all over the woods right now. So I mean,
Today's the
it's gonna get good.
today's the 26th. So yeah, around, I mean, where I'm at, Maryland, probably be the same up in PA, but uh, it's Halloween. Halloween's
Right.
that magic
Right.
day where it all kind of takes off. About 6 years ago, I shot a really good buck on Halloween night, um, and that was overlooking a field, not a food plot, but just I was on the edge of a field, and they came walking along that field, kind of on a high speed walk, but he was on a doe, and
Hmm.
I ended up shooting him, and then I shot the doe. So, field edges, um, inside corners like that, anywhere you have precise movement, uh, whether it's a major trail that was already there, or like a travel route that you had made, or sneaking into a bedding area. You know, my my farm now, I actually just got access to this, um, like 2 months ago. There's an old So around the perimeter of the property, there is a logging road, and
Hmm.
it's literally the property line. So when the property was logged out years ago, so if you follow that road around the uh, logging road and keep going off of my property, it continues to go, and then it goes around to the right and goes out to a main road. Well, my landowner for the property that I lease has permission, easement type setup to where he can use that road that logging road that goes out to the neighbor's property and out to the main road.
Okay.
So
So it's like
I
a right
can
away.
Yeah. So I can get and that's right where my bedding area is that we cut. So I can actually come through that backside and not disturb 90% of my property having to walk through it to get to
Nice.
that bedding area. I can walk through 2% of the property and get right to my bedding area.
Nice.
I just had that happen like 2 months ago.
That's okay. Huh.
So I can sneak right into that bedding area and sit there all day.
Got anybody asking you about scrapes right now?
Yes.
Okay. Want to talk about something controversial?
Pee in it.
Nah, that's old.
What do you want to talk about?
Do does urinate in a scrape?
Do does urinate in a scrape?
Yes,
Yeah,
I believe they do.
I've seen it.
But have you seen it?
I've seen it.
I was just gonna say I've got tons and tons of trail camera pictures, and I have zero does urinating in a scrape.
Hmm.
So I just wanted to pose the question and ask to the folks, what are their thoughts on applying estrus urine straight to a scrape? Obviously, that is the strategy that these urine companies want you to buy into, and that is something that everybody does is puts that estrus right to the scrape. But of all the deer in the woods, do you not think that a deer picks up a trail in the woods and follows that and finds the deer much easier than hitting that scrape and then trying to track a doe?
Hmm.
I believe you would probably be better off with a drag rag, making some drags.
Yep. I've done that a lot of I don't use much deer lure now as
I
I
don't.
did.
I'm not a Yorn guy. I'm really
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, as I did years ago, but I've had good success with it,
Right.
making drags and and things like that. But I have firsthand seen does pee in scrapes. I mean,
Hmm.
does pee a lot.
Yeah.
Like I haven't. I mean, I've seen on trail camera. I've seen it in while hunting too. Bucks, making a scrape and then they, you know, put their glands together and pee.
Right.
But does, how many times have we hunted over at the old farm? And all them does peeing in the food plot.
Yeah. Right in the food plot.
I mean, they
Yep.
eat and pee,
Yep.
eat, pee, poop,
Wherever they're
eat, pee, poop.
standing.
Yeah,
Yep.
wherever they're standing.
Yep.
I haven't seen a lot of bucks do that, but if you think about it, you don't see a lot of bucks peeing in the food plot.
I guess I never thought of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you see a lot of does do that.
Yeah. They're
Um,
slobs. They're slobby.
yeah, they're nasty,
Yeah.
peeing all over the place.
Peeing
But
on their own food.
yep. But I actually seen a doe last year pee. The scrape was there; it was already made. But a doe came down this trail, went to this scrape, peed right in it.
Huh.
So
I personally, I may have seen it before, but right now I can't recollect.
yeah.
But I don't very, let's put it this way, I don't very often see a doe pee near or in a scrape.
Hmm.
A majority of them are, like we said, they just go wherever they want.
Yep.
So I guess what I'm trying to be is the devil's advocate here, and see if people think that it would be better to use a drag rag, because I think you're going to be more productive that way
Hmm.
than just dumping deer pee in the dirt in a scrape.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion. I think you're going to get more production out of a drag rag.
Yeah. I mean, depending
And
how far.
remember to, douse it a couple times on the way, because they will follow it to the strongest scent. So
I think the drag works good during like
I think
peak,
right now it would be
like
good.
yeah, like peak rut chasing.
Yep,
Um,
when they're trailing and things.
right. Because if you're the longer your trail is, if they're all over the woods, chasing or looking, seeking, they run across that trail,
They're going to follow.
they're gonna follow it. I've
Yep,
had them deer walk right to my stand doing that.
yep.
Um, but yeah, it does work. I usually use like buck urine or doe urine. If I do use it, I'll just put it on a wick and just hang it in the tree, with
Hmm.
me, um, just to let it blow. But I've also, I'll tell you what, about 10 years, 12 years ago, I was hunting on public land, and it was a public land by me where it wasn't really a lottery. You just had to you could pick 3 days a year to hunt it. That's how it was back then. And you would pick certain days. Well, I picked this day and it was right around Halloween. And back then I used to take, it might have been longer than 12 years ago, but back then I used to take 35 millimeter
Film
roll
canisters.
films,
Yep.
put cotton balls in them.
Yep. That's what I used to do.
Yep. And I filled the thing with tinks,
Right.
dough and heat. And I walked back across this cornfield, down this ridge, up the ridge, down the ridge, up the ridge, got to this backside. I set two of these things out, and I used to hot glue a clothespin to them,
Hmm.
and I would just clip it onto a tree,
Right.
and it was blowing kind of off to the side a little bit. This buck, It's on the wall right there. This buck came walking over this ridge. I mean, on a trot, came right to this 35 millimeter roll film cotton balls, put his nose right on it, shot him.
Hmm,
This buck right here,
it
you can't
worked
see it,
out.
but it's off to the side right here behind my buddy's farm. This was probably 18 years ago, but back then they made this stuff called still steaming buck semen.
Yeah,
This stuff, I'm telling you, I put it out on a wick. This buck right there, 8 pointer, came running to this wick and shot it. So there's guys that'll say scents don't work and stuff like that. They 100% can work.
can work.
Do they spook deer? 100%,
Sometimes, yeah.
but they can work. So if you're having struggles and you just want to try something,
Just change it up.
try some scent.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
there's good scents out there. You just got to find it. But it can work 100%. I've
Yeah,
shot 2 deer right on my wall, and just from using a 35 millimeter roll, putting some cot balls in it.
right. Yep, I used to do the same thing. Yep,
Yep.
for sure.
So
And
it
and
works.
back then, there wasn't a whole lot of urine to choose from.
No, you had tinks and
Some
you had
Kirschners.
yeah, you had that still steaming brand.
Yeah.
I don't remember a whole lot.
What's that one called? Indian Pete or something like that?
Yeah, yeah, I saw. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, yeah. But
Something
yeah, I
like
mean, change tactics. Get creative this time. Right now, you can even use it like a rattling bag. I called in this 8 pointer. I don't know, 7 8 years ago at my old house. Just sitting there rattling in the tree a little bit. It was midday.
right?
Just came running right out in front of me. Came right to it.
I have never had any luck with that thing.
I haven't had luck with antlers, like
Mhm.
actual antlers, but that little rattle bag,
Yeah,
I've had a few bucks come into it.
I have a
Um,
rattle bag.
it worked a few times.
I have a little bleat call, and I've shot some doe with it before. They
Yeah.
got curious because it sounded like a
Yep.
fawn, and
Hmm.
they'd come running in or walking in,
Yeah.
whichever. And I've shot a few doe that way, but yeah, I mean it's I wouldn't get too crazy with all this stuff, but I
No,
mean
you don't
just
want to go overboard.
yeah, you use a little bit, use your head a little bit too, and you can be a little bit creative, and it might work out for you. It may not.
Well, the areas it's going to work is low pressure areas where they're not getting where the bucks and stuff aren't smelling 50 different urines from people
Yeah,
trying different gimmicks and tactics and stuff. It's going
right.
to work in low pressure areas where that buck gets a whiff of something and that
You,
he's not smelling, associating with danger, people, and
yep.
and things. It's going to work better that way than it is if you're hunting some public land where you're walking through the woods and you see 10 different bottles of Tinks aerosol cans sitting on the ground like I have in the
Yeah,
past.
yeah.
Um, the one public land spot that I have, I found a spot where I saw like 3 hooks up in a tree that people left, and below the tree, there's about 10 cans of Tinks, like that aerosol
Hmm.
stuff. So an area like that, it's probably not going to work. But if you got a private farm somewhere where low pressure, um, and you put out some urine,
It
you're gonna
could
have a
work.
you're gonna have a way better chance of it working than
Yeah,
something like that on
yeah. It
public
could
land.
work. It could work. That's like a grunt call too. I don't know. I I do carry a grunt call, but I very rarely ever do a blind grunt, but I'll use it to maybe stop an animal that's chasing or something,
Hmm.
or just circling me and doesn't even know I'm there. Maybe grunt and see if I can catch his attention.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, there's certain things you can try, and you can get away with it right now
Yeah,
when
definitely.
they're vulnerable, you know. But
Well,
just don't go overboard and be blowing that thing like a trumpet.
yeah, I'll tell you a quick story, real quick, just because it all relates to trying something new. I was maybe like 16 or 17 or something, and I was hunting my buddy Day's grandparents' house. He had like 12. She had like 12 acres there, and there were some nice bucks there. Well, it was during a rut. It was like it was probably like the 1st or 2nd of November, and there was a there was a really nice 8 pointer there. So I got in the tree, and it was in the afternoon, and I had a grunt call, and I blind called, "Mer, mer, mer," like 3, 4 times or something. Here comes this buck, the buck I was after. He come crossing this stream, came up to me, but he hung up at like 40 yards. This buck was so out of it from being in rut. It was insane. I hit the call again. He got closer. I hit the call again. He got closer. And he's just looking. He comes up to me about 20 yards. By this time, I'm a mess. I'm shaking. I release an arrow, right? I miss. He jumps like 10 feet. Just stands there. Just stands there, right? I knock another arrow. I draw. I miss again.
Oh my.
I shot. I had 5 arrows in my quiver. The fifth arrow, I finally hit him.
Mm,
But every time I shot, he would maybe run like 10 yards, 15 yards. I give it mer, mer, another call. He'd come right back in.
huh.
He was so delusional because he was dumb at that time of year because
Yeah, right.
he had one thing on his mind.
Vulnerable.
If I didn't have a grunt call, and or
Yep.
whatever, I may have never had that opportunity.
Right.
And I remember the old Roger Raglan videos.
Right.
Everybody knows Roger Raglan. One of his videos, he said, it always stuck with me. He said, if you got a buck and you're bow hunting and he's out at 100 yards, are you just going to let him walk out of your life? He's
Right.
like, do something,
Something.
make a call, grunt to him or bleat to him,
Right.
something.
Try.
He's 100 yards away, or do something. So that's what you have. You just got to be creative and
Yeah.
try something.
Yeah.
Don't be dumb with it, but try something.
For sure. Well, episode 44, cold fronts
Cold front, man. It's
and
coming.
do something.
Yes,
Try
it's
something
coming.
new.
Try something new.
Get
That
aggressive if you have to.
that cold front is coming, and I want everybody to let it over the next week to let us know how the heck it is going, what you're seeing. Let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know.
See if it helped
I
you
want
out.
I want real stories on what people are seeing during the rut. If you're hunting the rut this coming week in the cold front, tell us what you're seeing.
Yep.
And
Tell
good
us your
luck.
tactics.
Yep, and good luck.
All right, guys. That's 44. We'll see you on the next one.
Later.